Welcome back to the Holosky Podcast. We are your hosts, Steven.
And Kyle.
And today we're going back to the trusty old Holophone to see what kind of goodies we got on there.
I'm sure it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes to do.
It's just usually pretty fun.
You all pop off on the craziness is wonderful. Pretty much my favorite thing.
I enjoy it as well.
Yeah. But before we do that, we got to get through the business. So check us out at all our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Search us up. Come hang out. Be a part of this ever-growing community that's so awesome. And just, I don't know. I love you guys. You're the best.
Same.
If you have a paranormal encounter you would like to feature on a future episode or Holophone episode, Kyle's got all the deets.
Yeah, most of it's in the show notes, but as usual, you can call the Holophone, text the Holophone. You can email us. You can record yourself and shoot it over the email. You can hit us up on socials. Whatever you want to do, but our email is going to be holoskypodcast@gmail.com. Get us your story and we'll get it out there.
If you'd like to support the show, which I know you do, the best thing you can do, the easiest thing you can do, is share an episode, share the Facebook page,
100%.
Share the Instagram, share the podcast. Just anytime you're walking down the street, you see somebody you don't know, you're like, yo, listen to the Holosky Podcast.
Hell yes.
And that's the absolute best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because word of mouth is what we need.
And we're trying to own 2022.
Yeah.
That's our goal right now.
The more people that listen to us, the better. And that's your mission. That's your prerogative this year, is to share the Holosky Podcast as much as possible.
Yeah.
We also have a store. You can go and see if there's some sick Holosky shirt that you really want to buy and rep out. That's easier than even just saying, yo, listen to the Holosky Podcast. Just put the shirt on.
Yeah.
And people will be like, yo, that's cool. I'm better check that out. We also
Why not?
we also have a Patreon. You can check the tiers out there, see if that's something you're interested in. We have a Venmo account. Throw some extra dollar bills in our monster fund. Keep the sweet nectar
dollar
flowing.
makes holla.
That is accurate. What else we got? Oh,
everything.
Yeah. You can leave us a wonderful 5-star rating and review on your podcast listening platform of choice. And if I find it, I'll gladly shout you out. I usually do Apple iTunes, whichever one that is. But I look at some of the other ones. So if you do it, I'll shout you out on a future episode. Today's 5-star rating and review comes to us from TIAG BMW.
So it's TI.
Yeah, TI's BMW.
Okay.
It says, great show. A couple of down-to-earth guys talking about otherworldly stuff, humorous and entertaining. They cover a wide array of paranormal topics. They quickly become one of my favorite shows. Well, after leaving that rating, TI's BMW, you have quickly become one of my favorite listeners.
I love that. I just picture a BMW that is more or less Kip from Knight Rider.
I hope it is.
And it's just leaving us a review because it likes to just tune in.
Yeah, that's what it listens to as it's out just cruising.
Yeah.
I can see that.
For sure.
I can see that.
I mean, at this point, it should be a TV show.
Yeah. 2.0.
Yes.
Anyway, thanks so much for your 5-star rating and review.
We're in the zone.
We are in the zone. It helps us get in the zone to where when people search up dope podcasts, it's us.
Yeah.
We're the only ones there.
I would agree.
That's what matters. So now that we're through all that good stuff, we're going to go to the Holophone and see what you guys want to talk about.
I'm sure it's going to be highly entertaining.
I'm excited personally.
All right. I will try to, because I got some text messages I'm going to read too. So maybe we'll do like a voicemail and then a text message and just kind of rotate them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Everything's going to work out.
Here we go.
Boys, my name is, I live in Lima, Ohio. I just want to tell you, aliens are real, bro. Been abducted from the time I was little. a few months ago. I can tell you, everything you've heard is real. Everything. Even the anal probing. 100% real. I got to tell you something. You got to be careful with it. Because at first, you hate it. Absolutely cannot stand it. But then after a while, you start to get used to it. And before you know it, you can't come without it. And then you find yourself leaving your wife 15 years and your 6 kids because, you know, she goes out, bless her heart, she buys things on Amazon, but it's not the same. It's not the same. You can't do it the way that they do it. You got to move back into your grandparents' basement. You know, they barely talk to you because they know what's going on. You don't have to tell them. They already know. You find yourself sleeping outside in the field next door, ass up with nothing on but a jock strap, just hoping that tonight's the night. Tonight's the night you get abducted again because daddy needs a big cum. Be careful, man, when you're looking into this stuff. It's real. And it'll happen to you. Again, my name is, and I like to get anally probed by aliens. Bye.
Okay. I would really.
You had me at the beginning.
Yeah,
You may have brought me back around at the end too. I'm not sure at this point. But, for some reason, I'm not buying that that's that guy's name. He's very adamant about throwing that name out there.
I'm 100% with you in that boat. It's kind of like when you walk into a bathroom and it's like, for a good time, call this number.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's what just happened.
I hate the fact that it started off so serious.
Same. I got duped.
It was a trap.
It was 100% a trap.
A jockstrap trap.
Yeah, and it's not a cool trap to be a part of.
I don't know. I don't know what anyone expects me to say at this point. I'm just
at a loss for words.
Yes, that is 100% accurate. I just don't know what this Josh dude did to you.
I think I almost wonder if I should just blur out his last name.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, kind of where I'm at.
Where did he say he was from?
I don't remember.
Yeah, this is 100% it. This is the guy. I just Facebook creeped him.
Sick.
He did say Ohio or somewhere.
We found you.
Well, we found who you were supposed to be.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, whoever you are, whatever you got going on. I mean, it sounds like it. Granted, I mean, it sounds like you're where you want to be.
It's a valid point.
That's
So, with that being said, good luck.
I don't even know what to.
Good luck.
What to even say at this point. That was really neat. That was a really neat phone call.
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least.
He started in, and I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be a different kind of banger, and threw me a curveball.
It did. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat, but comedic values there. Hats off.
You got us.
Yeah. Thanks for that. So I'm going to move forward here with a text. Doesn't appear that there is a name, but it says, "Hello, gentlemen." Never mind. I have overstepped myself already. "Hello, gentlemen. My name is Robert from El Paso."
I bet his name's Robert.
That would be a good guess. "First off, love the podcast, and I've listened to all of them. Helps with the drive when I have to travel. Well, here's my short experiences. I live in an old house that was passed down to me, and ever since I was young, I will always see dark shadows in the hallway, and every so often, they go past me. I have gotten used to it, and I have actually spoken to them. Of course, they did not speak back. So in my head, I feel like we came to an agreement of you leave me alone and I'll leave you alone kind of type of thing. Honestly, for the most part, it worked until recently. They keep fucking with me now, but whatever. So the other night, I was sound asleep until I started seeing a red light through my eyelids, and which woke me up. When I opened my eyes, I saw in the top right corner of my room like a small red light, which basically lit up my room, and I passed out. Shortly after being woke again, I felt little feet on the bed, slowly applying pressure on the bed like two kids were walking around. I quickly got up from the bed and took a big swing with my right arm, but hit nothing. So I turned on the light, but nothing was there. So I said out loud, "Okay, enough. I have to go to work tomorrow, jerks." Then my belt fell off my dresser. I thought again, okay, whatever. I don't have time for this. I laid back down. I put my back where I felt the footsteps, thinking it was over. A good 2 minutes went by and I felt the feet again and something apply pressure to my lower back. The only thing I said was asshole and passed out. So now I'm searching or in search of a good samurai sword. Have a good night and stay weird, gentlemen. Keep up the good work.
All right. Robert, do you think these two encounters are connected? Your shadow beings and whatever just happened in your bedroom. I'm assuming yes, because you said they're starting to fuck with you now. But what if they're not? Because I feel like you've had such a benevolent relationship with whatever these shadow beings are, that for them to start ramping it up in a weird way is
Especially if it's unprovoked.
kind of out of character. And another thing I'm wondering, do the shadow figures do the same thing every time? Do they move through the same pattern? Do they walk like down the same hallway, like it's a residual being just going through the only motions it knows? Because you said when you talked to it, it didn't talk back. Does it even acknowledge you? Are you just like a footnote to what they're doing? Like you're not even there? Secondly,
well, another thing real quick is are they small?
oh yeah. To kind of fall into what you're experiencing in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Because the red light and the passing out and then the feeling of
something crawling on your bed.
that's
That's not typically shadow people
more
mojo.
It seems more extraterrestrial to me.
100%.
If that's the route they're going for, then that's kind of where that falls.
That's pretty much where I'm at. I get, because they reminded me of the story you told me a while back that you read in a book where dude was sleeping. He felt something crawling up on the bed. He thought it was his cat, but he remembered he let his cat out.
Yeah.
And then when he opened his eyes, he saw, like he cracked his eyes, and he saw a gray-skinned figure not far from his face.
Terrible.
It'd be terrifying.
Terrible.
But he has another one here, and it's an update to what he's got going on. So I'm going to go ahead and read it, because this just came over the other night. He said, update to this shit. Last Saturday, I woke up by heavy knocks on the front door. Time was about 3 a.m. I got up and grabbed my 9mm and was ready for anything. I walked to the door and peeked outside and saw nothing, so I checked my camera's recording and caught a dog running away. To me, it made no sense, so when I went back to bed thinking nothing of it. Last night, I woke up to a dislocated kneecap. In pain, I slapped it back into place, and now I have to deal with that shit. Don't know what is happening, but I will keep sending these. Oh, that kneecap was dislocated once in high school, but never again after that. God, I hope it's not old age. I'm 37.
Me too, dog.
Same. I'm 35, but I don't wish the falling apart aspect of life on anyone.
No, I am 37 and my knees do not function well. But that being said, that you hear the weird dog encounters with a bunch of
I had one.
UFO and alien abductions, the Gulf Breeze encounter. If you want to read a creepy book.
Is that the one where the dog followed him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I read that when I was in like 6th grade.
Yeah, you told me that story.
Scarred me forever.
That when I told you about my initial, yeah, that's when you told me.
Yep. And I the odd waking up with injuries. A lot of times you have people wake up with bruises and puncture marks and scratches and shit they didn't have when they went to bed that they somehow got while they were asleep, which doesn't sound like that makes a whole lot of sense. So
unaccounted for puncture marks make me feel weird.
yeah, it probably makes the people who got punctured feel weird too.
Probably.
But the dislocated knee, I guess it could happen when you're asleep. But
yeah, I'm not sure.
Take it into account with everything that's going on. I don't know, man.
Sounds like you got some funky stuff going on, my friend.
Yeah.
Just put a camera right above your head when you sleep.
I don't know if that's things that I'd want to see.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't do it.
You know?
But I'm going to suggest it.
It's like, don't ghost hunt in your own house.
That's
you gotta go
pretty valid.
You gotta sleep there.
Right.
Anywhere else to go.
Right. All right. So we're going to move on to a voicemail here. It's a 2-parter, but it looks like the second half is about 20 seconds. So here's the first part.
Hello. Hey, this is Chris again. This would be my second time calling. I was the fellow that called about really tall old man that was talking to me about silicone tips and how they make it and all. Anyway, just wanted to call again because I just put 2 and 2 together on another kind of interesting topic. So about 2 years ago, you know how Snapchat, and this may take a little while, so I'll call several times if I have to, if the recording stops. But anyway, you know how on Snapchat, if you take a picture and you could scroll to the right, it'll give you different headings and show your location. Well, for years, my location was Barnesville, South Carolina, and that's what would show up. That was listed, that's what my phone recognized as the location where I was at home. Well, all of a sudden, my phone recognized my location as, I guess, a town called Speaks Mill. Just like you speak with an S, mill, all one word. Just like you speak with an S, mill, all one word. And I said, damn, what the hell is this? I've never heard of that. So I'd send Snapchats here and there, and I became okay with it, but I just couldn't wrap my mind around how come my location all of a sudden just changed to that. And also, I was curious as to why it changed to that and where did that come from. Now, I'm local to the area probably since about 1989, somewhere in there. But I moved to the area from Savannah in the middle of my 9th grade year in high school. So I've been there a while. I've never heard of Speak Mill. This was a small town, Hampton, South Carolina. But I have a Barnesville address. There's 2 towns very close to one another. In fact, they run into each other. They're so close. I'm on the outskirts of town, and this is small towns I live in. So anyway, we asked some locals, have you ever heard of Speaks Mill? And the topic was fresh on my mind, so I would ask, local friends of mine, people I didn't know, have you ever heard of that? And it took a while, but finally we got a few hits, and my wife even put on Facebook. I don't do Facebook, but she does, and I said, see what you can find out. If he put that up there and if he's got a few replies, I mean, I guess that was the easiest way to do it rather than word of mouth physically. And there were some people that heard it. And we looked it up, and I guess it was a small community way back in the day. And I don't know that it was ever a town. And I certainly, what we've always called where I live, actually, Nicksville community. I've never even seen it because our local news would be out of Savannah or Charleston. And I've never seen them ever mention Speaks Mills. I mean, they go to the map, when they give the weather report, and it's always been Nicksville or Estill or Hampton. Never did I ever hear of or see a Speaks Mill. And I said, man, how do we get something from nothing all of a sudden? This went on, and I kind of just grew to accept it. Actually, I believe Speaks Mill is 2 words if you Google it. But anyway, thank you for your time. Certainly love what y'all do. Keep it on up. Have a good one.
Man, I'm trying to think what I wonder if there was maybe I don't use Snapchat, so I don't know how that works exactly.
I don't really use it either.
I wonder if there was an update maybe that revamped the maps or something.
I don't know. I know sometimes like the only thing I can remotely relate is like sometimes for whatever reason, like I'll go to try to buy something online and I'll say like Home Depot and it'll be like, oh, your home store is Chicago. And it's like, no, it's not. I live,
Yeah, mine does that too.
so I don't know if like there's some type of miscommunication between these services or not. But the fact that, because correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, but he made it sound like is Speaks Mill close to where he lives
I
because
think
he.
so. I think it's like the same kind of integrated township per se.
So like for my understanding, would it be like what Kane is to us?
Yeah, or maybe closer.
Kind
Like
of
I keep trying to. I'm looking up Speaks Mill, South Carolina, and like it just looks like it's just like in between 2 streets almost. Like it's just
like a
this
blip,
tiny little
basically.
area. It does pop up on the Weather Network app. It does pop up as like
A real place.
an integrated township, but the fact that it changed, like maybe I don't know, man. Maybe if you were passing through the area at the exact same time the app updated, maybe it
Maybe,
thinks that you're in that specific area.
maybe
I have no idea.
it is weird, and for me, it would just be pay attention, keep paying attention like you're doing, and
See if
see
it
if
changes again or
that, and just like pay attention to your surroundings because we had a conversation earlier where you know uh not everything is what it seems.
yeah, I just
You know,
and man, technology is so
it's not really our thing.
and it's so I feel like sometimes it just has a mind of its own, honestly. Just does whatever the hell it wants to do. So I don't know.
I could see that.
It's weird because sometimes you can see like your Facebook logins and it'll be like, oh, you have logged in from, and it'll be an area like 25 miles away from me. And I'm like, well, that's not right. But then I'll look on my phone and it's where I'm actually pinging on my phone. And I'm like, well, that's still not right, but it's kind of more right than it was when I thought it wasn't me on my Facebook. So I don't know. It's a blessing and a curse.
Right.
More so a curse. But
I would agree.
I don't know. It's weird, man.
It is weird. And thanks for calling, dude. We appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I got a text message here from Alex. Hello, my name is Alex. I am from California and thought I should share some strange things that have happened to me. I don't think it is that interesting, but I thought you guys would like to hear it. So my first story is about sleep paralysis. So this was pretty recently. It happened in 2020. This night I go to sleep a lot earlier than what I typically would, and I wake up around 11, close to 12. So I go to use the restroom and come back to my bed. Everything seems normal. So I go back to sleep. About what feels like minutes later, I wake up to hearing a noise downstairs. Now, my uncle did live with us and he did stay downstairs. However, this night he was not home. The noise sounded like something was moving downstairs, so I opened my eyes and I couldn't move. I didn't really think much of it. So, I'm laying there in bed, not being able to move. Then I see something open my door and poke its head in. Its head was a little above my door handle, which is about 3 feet from the ground. After it looks at me, it closes the door and I fall back asleep. The whole experience felt like a video game cutscene because I didn't really have any thoughts during the experience. I kind of just let everything play out. The next day, I asked my mom if she opened the door to check on me. She said no. She's also 5'1". She is short, but not that short. Once I told my sister, she said it could have been sleep paralysis, which I don't really know a lot about during this time. To this day, I still don't know what it was and why I got it. Well, I mean, I think Steve's probably going to be on board with me here.
Yeah.
I'm
We know
not
where this is going.
convinced this is sleep paralysis.
Oh, it's paralysis of some kind.
Yeah, it's not sleep paralysis, my guy.
No,
I think we're reverting to the last text message.
yeah, it sounded
in this
it sounded textbook alien abduction again.
Like your textbook gray.
I hate that there's so many alien abductions. Like,
Yeah,
not that we're getting them, but just that people are experiencing them. Like, I don't like the idea that entities, whether they be extraterrestrial or not, are just doing whatever the hell they want with us.
and it's weird, and especially in this case because it was like it's making noise downstairs, and then it comes up and notice it opens the door. Oh shit, Alex is awake. Go back to sleep, and then it does whatever it wants to do.
Yeah. Or, yeah, exactly.
He's awake. He's not supposed to be awake. Because I've also heard stories of where this same type of scenario happens, but say Alex fell asleep in a different room than normal, and this person is awoke by the sounds of pitter patter down the hallway, and these pitter patter, he can see beings walking down his hallway, but they're going to his room. He's not in his room.
Oh, yeah.
So they're confused. Then they kind of give up and they just leave because he's not in the same spot.
You would think that they would know.
You would think
where someone is, period. If they are what we think they are.
Yes.
Which is this higher plane of intelligence, intergalactic travel across light years to come over here and do experiments and learn about us, that they would you hear them levitating people through walls and passing through walls. They would be able to figure out where the hell somebody was asleep.
You think, man.
They're not that. What if they're a lower form of life than we are? What if they're beyond, I don't want to say beneath us, but not as advanced as we are? Or we're dealing with multiple different things here.
Well, I don't know. It almost makes me think, in order for that to happen, the way my brain's going to I'm going to explain it the best I can. So imagine you have a world where there is a smart race, and they've got all this cool shit. They got UFOs. They got advanced mine cards, this, that, and the other.
Just leaps and bounds ahead of everything else.
Well, but they also have a sub race on the planet that's not so smart. They're a little bit wild, like they're the blue collar
Like grunt.
echelon. Yes,
Like we
good.
hear about.
That's a good one. Now what if these grunts they go get a wild hair up their ass and they're like, "Hey Steve,
We're gonna do some smart kid stuff.
let's take this UFO. Let's go
Yeah,
for a
I can
drive.
see that
Go
too.
for a drive." And they're not of the intellect of these other ones, so
I
they're
like
running
this.
through the house.
I like this theory.
They're like, "Hey, where's John at? Hey,
yeah,
I don't know where he's at."
and where he heard them rooting through their stuff. It's almost like they're experiencing everything human new and fresh.
Well,
Like they're going.
And
through
to be fair, like if you go back to Robot Alien Story, those ones investigated,
exactly
like
what I
they
just-
they were just
exactly what I
yeah,
just thought.
yeah.
So it's
Totally.
almost like they're checking out the house, seeing like, oh,
What's
what
this
he got in
do?
his cabinet,
What's this?
what they have for dinner,
Yeah,
and then maybe they're advanced enough to know he was awake, like they felt it, or they felt his fear from hearing that in the basement,
yeah.
and then they went and checked. They're like, let me just take a sneak peek here. We're gonna send out our immobilization brainwaves to where we know that he's not gonna get up and attack us, but we're just gonna see to make sure because I'm feeling some kind of way, but I'm not 100% sure. Like I'm in hone with what's going on. So he opens the door and is like, oh shit, go back to sleep.
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
Yeah, that
I
okay.
can see it.
I like the way you took where I was going and you went to where I wanted to be with it.
Yeah, sometimes I just
At work.
I gotta have weird ways of making my brain understand stuff.
And
But we also have another one from Alec.
oh, okay.
So this one, the next experience is very strange because I don't know what it was. This happened a month ago, and I remember I was sleeping around 11. My sister texted me and asked if I was up. So we texted for a bit, and I go back to sleep. While I'm dreaming, I move myself in real life and kind of wake myself up. But now the dream is gone, so I am just laying there with my eyes closed, trying to go back to sleep. Then I see this two-faced kind of form while my eyes are closed. And it was a man and a woman. They both had white eyes, so while I see them, they both start rapidly flashing, and that causes my body to start shaking. But it only felt like it was the inside of my body shaking. My physical body wasn't. This goes on for a bit while this is happening. I am trying to break out of it. I was trying to get my phone, however, it was difficult to break out of this. I was still shaking, but once I fully opened my eyes and get my phone to call my parents, I didn't tell them what happened. I just wanted to know what time they were coming home. After I get off the phone with them, I am still trying to understand what happened. To this day, I still don't understand why it happened, but all I do know is it was scary. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Love the podcast. Keep up the great work, Alex. That one's exceptionally weird.
Yeah, it is weird. The flashing of the eyes, like my brain went two ways. It almost made me wonder if they were trying to put out a message, like some kind of weird Morse code with the flashing. But then once you said that it almost induced like an internal seizure, that seemed more to me where they were going with that. Like they wanted to get in there and do some kind of neurological kind of fuckery.
Well, and then to be fair, the first thing I thought of when that happened, when I read that, was like people describe that feeling with astral projection, like the preamble to it, like they feel their body start to vibrate. So what if what this or they or however you want to describe it, what if they were from that astral realm?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm trying to convey a little bit here?
And
Like I don't know.
And that brings up like what were they trying to do with Alex?
Yeah.
Trying to take him with them or
Yeah, maybe
not?
Maybe he has the ability to astral project.
Oh yeah, could be.
It just he hasn't realized it yet, but something else, like maybe he's subconsciously in his sleep opening a door And these things saw the crack in the door and they're like, yo, let's check this out. This is new.
Someone over here.
Yeah.
You know? And the fact that you didn't bring it up to your parents makes me like it falls in the same line of like abduction victims who get rid of their implants. Like,
Yeah.
like we're just not going to deal with this. Like, we're just going to throw this down the drain. We're going to throw it in the trash. I'm not even going to bring it up. I'm just
don't know why I did it, but I did.
Yeah, it's almost like pre-programming.
Yeah,
and
for
after
sure.
the Bledsoe case, where essentially whatever all of these beings are can download and upload thoughts and into your brain.
Watch, I'm sure they can do images, all types of shit.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Like that's beyond a form of control.
Yeah, it's basically what Elon Musk is working on.
Which
It's kind of weird now that I say that.
Yeah.
Like the Neuralink thing.
Yeah, except they don't need any micro.
Yeah. Almost like they're the advanced
Elon Musk,
version of
that's
it.
why he's shooting rockets into the moon.
Probably.
Dude.
He's getting their attention.
Yeah, he's like, yo,
I'm coming for you.
Trying to be you. I don't know. That's weird.
It is weird. I don't know which one would be scarier. I think the second one would probably be scarier.
I don't know, man. I have ingrained fear of that very image of something opening the door and looking through.
That is scary as fuck too.
Like that, and it not being something of this world.
It
gives
me goosebumps.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do.
I wrote a story in 4th or 5th grade, and I remember it was about alien abduction, and I remember drawing the picture of the door being cracked and the gray peeking through with just one eye, like looking through.
That's gross.
Why was I like that as a little kid?
I was the same way. I can remember drawing pictures of UFOs in about 4th or 5th grade.
What is going on out here in the Midwest? Fuck's sake.
I don't know, man. So I guess we're going to move on to the next one. The next one's 55 seconds, so we're going to check.
Quick one. Let's go.
I actually call them inform them now.
Okay. That was rather bizarre.
That is weird. Well, we've been informed. So there's that.
Is that what that said?
Yeah, he says I'm actually calling to inform them now.
That's weird. I don't like that.
It is weird, man. I don't know. Where is that even from?
I feel lucky.
I have no idea what that is about. And the clicks in the background had a weird rhythm to them, but they would change.
Oh yeah, I noticed that too. Because there was like the clicking noise, and then there was like it's almost like somebody put a pair of shoes in a dryer, just a boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. I don't know. Like
that was weird.
That was weird. And like I was telling Kyle the other day, I work midnights, so I'm up all hours of the night, right? I get a succession of calls at 3:10 in the morning from some number on my personal phone that I don't have any idea who it is, from California, called me 7 fucking times in a row at 3:00 in the morning. Just boom. I'd let it ring out to my voicemail. You know, if it's that important, you're going to text me or you're going to leave me a message. And then it'd ring out to voicemail. And then the 4th time, I just ignored it. 5th time, ignored it. 6th time, ignored it. 7th time.
That's weird.
I just let it ring out to voicemail again. So
it's weird that you ignored it and they still like that shows that somebody's trying to call reach.
Yeah, maybe it was a wrong number.
Could have
but you'd
been.
think it being 3:00 in the fucking morning, especially after you know they got your voicemail because you let it ring out and then you also ignored it, which sends it to voicemail. I don't know. It was weird.
That
but
is weird.
That call is also weird. We're not sure what you want to inform us of, but you're gonna have to try again.
So this next call is from the hometown.
Oh, dang.
This will be interesting.
Repping it.
Hey guys, this is Gary from Jerseyville. I got a story that took place in the late 80s up near Manchester, Illinois. We were at a youth retreat for a church. Reportedly, it was an Indian burial ground. I don't know if that was true or not, but it was obviously a very spiritual place. I was, I don't know, mid-teenager. My buddies were there. All of us kids in the youth group. I think there was maybe one or two girls. And for the evenings, we separated. The boys went in their room, the girls went in their room, and my buddy's sister had the youth group leader's wife in there with them. And we were stupid teenage boys, drinking soda all night long and laughing, having a good time. I got up and went to the restroom, and I could hear them having fun. So, I'm singing probably Poison or something like that. That stopped my lungs in a very small building, which is just fabulous for everybody. And I went back to the dorm. Didn't think nothing about it. We had a good time. End of the night. Next morning, we wake up at breakfast, and the youth group leader's wife and my buddy's sister came up and was giving us a rash for messing with them throughout the night. And we had no idea what they were talking about. She said that they heard me singing and, all that good stuff, and they saw a blue light and some smoke or fog come under the door of their dorm. And, they're just watching it, and it just kind of rolling towards them. And they got up and they went towards the light, and it moved away. And it went back under the door, and everybody was kind of freaked out. And they swear that it was me. And truth be told, it was not me. I wasn't that clever at the time. But anyway, that's my story. Hope you all could use it. Have a wonderful day.
First off, shout out to singing Poison because it's one of my favorite bands of all time.
Hell yes.
I got a soft spot in my heart for hair metal. But yeah, to the encounter. In my brain, when they describe what they saw, did the light as a whole, as a source, move under the door into the room and then back out? Or was it like a massive light outside and the light's shining under the door? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. I thought the same thing. It made it sound like it came in, and as they got closer, it went away.
Yeah, but in my brain, I'm seeing the smoke and the light shining under the door, not the light source as itself moving under the door. Because how would they blame that on him if the light is in the room?
Valid point.
With them.
Yeah, so you could assume that.
Which brings us right back around to UFOs.
Yeah.
This is the first thing I thought of. I'm like, oh,
I don't know what else it would be.
The
smoke is a little cliche, but
yeah, but at this point we don't know what's legit and what's what we should attribute to UFO abductions and what we shouldn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, man. What there is something about these series of calls with doors and
it all started with
weird shit behind them, man.
Probing, and now we're still on aliens.
I just, like I said, I hate the idea that something out there just does whatever it wants with us. Was there any I'm assuming it was like a youth group camp. Was there anybody else that could have been out there messing with your counselors or whatever? That's one thing that you could take into consideration. On the opposite end of the spectrum, is there
Right.
anybody else out there? What?
Oh, I was just gonna say, you said on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm like, where the fuck did they get a smoke machine?
Well, yeah. Could have been campfire. Was there a campfire? Like any camps that I went to, there was always a big ass
Yeah, that's
campfire.
true.
Shit. But was there anybody else out there that saw weird shit take place that wasn't in that room? You know, is there anybody outside of their cabin that can corroborate or add to that experience? Instead of it just being their experience, you know, pointing the finger at you, like, we heard you singing, you did this. Is there somebody else that saw something that can shed more light, no pun intended, onto that situation?
It's a good question. I feel like it was aliens.
Yeah, same. Same. I remember when we started this podcast, Kyle, everything was aliens to Kyle.
It's still kind
And
of
now we're
is.
going full circle.
Yeah,
I want to know what Poison song you were singing.
What one do you hope he was singing?
I don't know. Definitely Not Every Rose Has Its Thorn, because that's just sort of like a sad ballad, and I'm hoping that you as an impressionable teenager were living your best life at that point.
You could have said Seal.
That's true. He could have.
But he chose Poison.
Poison's sick. I got a Poison comic book, actually. For
Nice.
anybody that's curious.
Nice.
Now you know.
All right.
But yeah, we are on a roll. We're gonna chalk that one up to aliens as well.
Yeah, we're gonna see
Where are we
what our buddy Mark from the City of Fallen Angels has left us. He left us a voicemail. So here we go.
Hi, this is Mark from Los Angeles again. I'm no longer driving. I was driving. I was making turns and zigzagging through traffic, so I apologize. Now, when I was talking, I left off where I was talking about my lineage. My grandmother's from Poland. My mother would fast for a week, 2 weeks, and we would go and pray over people and heal people. My grandma would also fast, and things would happen. I want to say perfectly miraculous, but things would happen. She would get premonitions. She would speak a word of knowledge over somebody. I'm not like the Pentecostal church that they're a little worship, and they get the little word of knowledge, and they pray over people, and they overuse that stuff. I'm talking more intimate, family, friends. They just have someone's going through something, they can sense it, and they start praying and fasting for that situation. So I learned a lot just watching my grandma. Now, my dad's side, that's my dad's mother. My dad's father links all the way to Saint Anthony, the Italian saint for farm animals and livestock. The dude rescued basically a bunch of animals and saved the barn from burning, and so they put him up to the lineage of saints because of what he did. Now, there's a holiday in January that they worship him. They literally take and worship him like he's a god. So going through all of that, I know that there's a link to believing, like my lineage believes in God. My lineage believes in a higher power. Not everyone has the belief system that I do of who has the ultimate authority, who was everything in this world created for. And I believe that everything was created, us, you, me, everything that has breath of life, a life in the sense of DNA of the grass, trees, animals, you and me, was created for the sole purpose for Christ. Jesus, Yeshua, the returning, that will return and step foot on the Mount of Olives, okay? From the beginning of time till then. You can see that my theology, the stuff that I've done in undergraduate to graduate school to having an MBA, and then now I'm in this new industry helping people. The things that I'm seeing and understanding. So I'm not like, when I talk about God and faith, I'm just giving you guys an understanding of what I hold in my heart, and I don't press that on anybody. People have their own ways of worship, and everyone has a life and destiny in this world. Now, eventually, I think, like Bledsoe is talking about, there are things that are happening. And I think that my question is, why am I, this whole idea of seeing things in the sky and not seeing it? And the part for me is like, there's so much historical evidence of these UFOs, / aliens, / angels, / cryptids, / asteroids. And the only person that I found that lines it up, there's two guys. Tim Alberino, the modern day Indiana Jones, and then there's I can't remember the guys part of me. There's Steve Quayle, who wrote a book on this whole idea of the fallen angels, the Nephilim. Then you have the fallen angels messing with humans, creating chimeras in the Book of Giants. Then once the flood happened, guess what? They didn't stop doing that. They're on other worlds doing that. So when you have insectoids, you have all these things. We have historical documentation from the Dead Sea Scrolls that talk about that. No one talks about that.
Okay, so Mark, I feel like we are missing some context here.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't get the first part of this voicemail.
I would agree with that.
And I feel like we lost the last half of this voicemail.
I would also agree with that.
So I feel like if he would have sent it, it would have been right before.
Right, yeah, I'm just kind of through some stuff here.
But I like where it's going.
Oh, 100%.
And
you need to finish this off and start it.
Yeah, we need
context, my friend. I like how you came in hot. You came in hot.
Yeah, but I feel like
you were going hard in the paint.
We missed a good portion of that before we wrapped it back around to where we were going.
Yeah.
But I like where you're going with the Nephilim and the fallen angel stuff. Man, like, I think people can kind of see where I was going with that whole deal in the Bledsoe case. I mean, I just don't feel like what is going on in these instances have any good intention whatsoever, period, the end. Whether they be beings we can't even fathom, whether they be fallen angels, whether they be devils, demons, whatever you want to call them. I just don't feel like if they had our best interest at heart, this fear and this manipulation and this way that they go about interacting with us as humans would be as it is. They wouldn't have to do this shit that they do to everyone.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did just formulate, because I am with you. I'm with you. Like I have creepy vibes from some of the Bledsoe stuff, but I think I just created a possible counter argument to that in the context of like when we were dealing with Stardust, and he was talking about those beings. I don't know if you remember or not, but he referenced them being cold, not in a malicious way, but in a way that we are so advanced, like mentally, that we don't acknowledge emotion anymore, because emotion is just a bullshit thing that holds us back.
Then they wouldn't be preaching love.
That's true too.
Yeah, like,
because I was looking at it from a context of like, almost like they're hyper smart, but they also don't.
Yeah, because
they can't equate our emotions, so it's hard for them to communicate. You know what I'm trying to say?
Which makes a lot of sense. I feel like to be fully enlightened and get the full functions of our brain, we would have to be would have to eliminate emotion from the equation, which when you said that made sense until, like in the Bledsoe case, they started preaching love and they started like, well, all we want is love, all this and that, which what stronger emotion is there?
But what if it played to, I don't know, because it could play to your theory of us throwing shit out, like the love for religious icons, the love for, praise and family and this, that, and the other. And maybe they realize that that is a powerful emotion that we use. So they're still taking it, manipulate. I don't know.
I know
It's so hard to like convey your thoughts sometimes. Like it's just, and that's why sometimes I dumb down my analogies to help me try to fully grasp what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I like I said, that is, I can totally see that them just having no regard for how we feel as far as fear goes, as far as even pain goes. But then for them to flip that and be like, well, we don't acknowledge any of the terrible shit that's
Right.
going on during all these things, but we definitely love the love. So
Yeah,
do some lovey
that's fair.
stuff.
That's fair.
It's so they contradict themselves so much.
Yeah.
And if it's, like I said, if it's an all-knowing higher power, higher omnipresent, omnipotent being that we're dealing with, why do it? Why do it this way? When you have power over everything, and you can just like these beings can just download the information into your head. Like, you don't even have to be seen. You don't even have to acknowledge our existence. You can just put the thoughts into our brains.
Like, I feel like,
why do all this shit that causes sometimes irreparable damage?
yeah, and I feel like there's a way easier break-in method. Like, if like you're saying that they're all powerful, like, why couldn't they just start with like weird dreams? Like, all right, so I know that this is going to be really hard for Steve to fathom my existence. So how about I'm more or less make him have a dream about Kyle coming through his door tomorrow carrying a green monster and wearing a baseball cap. And then it happens and you're like, well, that's kind of fucking weird because I just dreamed about that. And then they just kind of like slowly up the ante. You know what I mean? To where you get to that point consciously where you're awake and you're like, am I like borderline prophetic right now? Like where, and then you start to question reality, and then they interact in your dreams more where they're like, hey, here I am. Are you mentally ready to meet me? Just way easier ways of breaking the ice than going, hey, we're going to fucking abduct you.
Yeah.
And make you think it's the end of the world.
To the point to where it takes the human brain and it makes it completely block it out. Like,
yeah.
Like, you have to go into regression to understand what the fuck just happened to you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's next level trauma. You know what I mean? And if it is a being of higher power and infinite love and shit, you don't have to do that.
And there should be a way that it should make you feel right out of the gate like comfortable, like almost like.
Well, Bledsoe talked about it after his
the initial
encounters.
Yeah.
Almost like once they got in there and got to picking around. Like, if we make him comfortable, it's way more easy than us, like, terrifying him to death.
Right.
So we're just going to be like, it's all light and love and butterflies and hugs and shit, as opposed to we're going to teleport you through your ceiling against your will.
Yeah. And take you into outer space.
We're going to take your wife to the point where you have to handcuff her to the fucking bed. So she doesn't get abducted.
Right.
I'm not saying the beings are the same from those two encounters, but I don't think they're that fucking different.
In the end, I think you're right.
I don't want to be right.
Yes.
In my mind, would I rather have whatever out there is screwing with us essentially answering the calls we're putting out there? Would I want them to be being of love and understanding and compassion? Yes, 100%. But what are the odds of that? Not great, considering the experiences and the trauma that every single one of these encounters is leaving behind.
Well, then think about it like this too. I'm kind of sitting here processing this in my brain, and let's assume that, like, for lack of better words, we'll call the Bledsoe things celestial beings, and they, like you were saying, they have wiped emotion from their brains, so now they don't feel emotion, but they also have a goal set in mind. I have something that I'm going to / need to accomplish. In my opinion, what does that sound a lot alike? It reminds me of artificial intelligence. It
It kind of does.
removes emotion from the equation, and if it deems humanity as the main threat to the planet, it just wipes humanity off the planet. And I'm not saying that, these beings are doing that. It's just like, when you remove that emotion, you remove that connection, it makes shit a lot fucking scarier, because they don't give a fuck if you're upset about what they're deciding. They don't care if you're sad. They're like, no, this is what needs to happen, and these are the steps that I'm going to do to make that happen.
It takes the human element away, which is what we put forth. Like it's what I feel like we as a species hold on to when we think about higher powers, when we think about, religious beings and shit. Like we hold on to the fact that they care for us.
Absolutely.
That they love us, that they have our best interest at heart. And who's to say that they do? Just because you feel like some sort of way doesn't mean that's the way it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and if it, and that's just the thought that what we're putting out there is getting to who we want it to get to.
Right. Yeah, because in fairness, like, counter argument there is, like, I do feel like on this cosmic level, this whatever platform you want to paint, I feel like there are definitely two sides. Like, there's a good side / better side, and then, like, a not good, like a good and evil, basically.
I
yin and
agree
yang.
100%.
Like, there are opposing forces, and I do feel like that is a part of the greater equation of the entirety of the universe, and the big equation of the whole thing. Like, this, there's got to be the counterparts. It has to exist. It can't all be one way. It has to be up and down. But
and it brings me to this bigger question: is to what do we have that they want? Why do they keep doing this to us? Why do they keep us alive? Why do some abduction victims have this happen over and over and over and over and over and over again?
And
when
how many abduction cases end pleasantly?
Yeah,
almost none.
None. And even if in your head you like, I'm not. I just keep going back to Bledsoe because it's got me so
it's relevant.
fucked up. Who's to say that the way he perceives these encounters are how his brain has formed a defense mechanism into what is actually happening to him?
It's possible.
The one thing, like, you can tell he's a religious man, you can tell he has his faith, and it's something that he clings on to. Like in that first encounter when he says, "No, I believe in God." Like that's a firm statement. He's not questioning it. That is his defense.
Right.
When they're like in his face, he's like, "No, I believe in God." Like God is his shield. And what if they play into that to where instead of him experiencing the trauma that he experienced those first abductions. Now they're using his faith as almost like blocking out what's really happening, what they're really doing to him.
Yeah, I could see
You know
that.
what I
Almost
mean?
like they're formulating a screen memory from his faith.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could totally see that. And if they are unimaginably advanced, who would just say that's out of the realm of possibility?
Yeah, and if they're quote downloading information into his brain, uploading information into his brain,
they're just going to upload and download what the fuck they want. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And I don't know, man. Like I said earlier, even on an extraterrestrial scale, if these things are from another galaxy, another planet from somewhere, statistically speaking, there are probably millions, if not billions, of other life forms out there. I'm like we were talking about off the air. All it takes is one of them to be predatory.
Yeah.
And we're fucked.
Right. And actually, now that you say that, I would, if this particular being is from another planet, a planet within our dimension, etc., I'm actually more afraid of it now. Because if you had the whereabout to help another civilization, like, you would come in and show it how. You'd be like, hey, plant this instead of this. You're going to get more yield, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas this one is coming in and is like, yo, follow me, bro. Like, if you want happiness and love, you follow me. Like, that's some straight up, like, I'm coming in to conquer type shit.
Yeah.
If it's within, like, now if it's interdimensional or this cosmic or celestial, whatever way you want to, that changes the ball game. But if it's within the parameters of you and me, it may not look like us, but if it's a life form that's relevant to us,
yeah,
I feel like that changes the dynamic a little bit.
It's like it's loyalty checking us. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, how far will they follow us before they start pushing back, and then we have to push harder?
Right.
I don't know. It's such, like, the more I think about it, the more I feel like these things manipulate us. They manipulate our emotions. They manipulate how we feel and how we think about things, and like nothing that manipulates another life form is ever good. In any
I think I would agree with that statement. You shouldn't have to manipulate. You should be able to tell the truth.
Especially if you're an all higher, all powerful being.
Right.
You could just be like it shouldn't even be a question. They could just be like, yo, we are the creators. We are love. We are light. And we should just be like, all right.
Cool.
Yeah, if they are that powerful, that much, like there shouldn't be any coaxing, there shouldn't be any convincing, there shouldn't be any like, you have to do this and this, or this and this is going to happen. They should just be like, we are, it is. And
yeah,
we should be like, okay.
And that brings back the great example of like that, when I forget what it was already, but when they basically said, if you don't sound the trumpet, all of this blood is on your hands. Like, that's a fucked up statement.
Fuck out of here.
That's a fucked up statement. That's not, in my opinion, that's not being all loving, all caring. That's putting literally the weight of the world on Mr. Bledsoe's shoulders.
Yeah.
Literally the weight of the entire human population, the entire planet itself is on your shoulders now. You are now responsible for the future of Earth.
Good luck.
It's exactly
Make your choice.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, you're
not going to convince everybody.
It doesn't. Everybody trusts their gut. Everybody goes one direction because they feel this way or because they feel that. I just do not feel, especially in the blood. So you know what? I'm going to go as far as to say in every case we've dealt with, in every case we've read about, in every case from Whitley Strieber to Stardust Ranch to fucking the Fatima kids, you know, these things do not have our best interest at the forefront.
I would.
Which makes me wonder, like I said, what do we have that they want? What do we have that they keep coming back for?
Or what do we have that they need?
Because they're not, if they're this advanced, if they're this powerful, and they're predatory in the terms, like biologically predatory, we would be wiped off the face of the planet. We wouldn't exist anymore because I don't feel like we would stand a chance of defense against them.
No.
But if we have something that they want, they're going to keep us alive. They're going to keep coming back. They're going to keep doing whatever the fuck they're doing.
Which almost means
we are providing a service, for lack of a better term, to them.
Which would almost mean that it would have to directly encompass humans. Because any resource, like you're saying,
you're going to find anywhere in the goddamn.
Well, not only that, but if they wanted resources and we were like, no, what are they going to do to us?
Oh yeah,
bye.
And on that note, all of the minerals and resources we find on Earth, I feel like you could find billions of times over throughout the rest of the galaxy and the rest of the universe. No being is going to travel umpteen billion light years to come to Earth to pick up some iron ore or some shit like that. You know, you got goddamn planets that rain diamonds.
Yeah,
I got to come here and dig them out of the ground.
You spend a day like 15 minutes there.
Yeah, and then just get obliterated by diamonds.
I'm just gonna make a Heath of all diamonds.
I don't know why you don't know.
I probably will.
Good. I don't know. I get going on this Bledsoe thing, and it's
a weird one, man.
My mind.
It'll be one that we probably constantly reference
because I want what he's experiencing to be what he thinks he's experiencing.
100%.
Because I don't want anything ill-willed or nefarious to happen to anyone, but particularly him, because he's so invested in these beings that are...
Talk about like ripping your heart out if he found out it was the other way around.
Yeah. But I just cannot get behind them wanting what's best for us. I feel like the only reason we're still around here is because we are providing something that they need. And if we drop off the face of the planet, say we're the only planet that has human life, which to our knowledge right now is what makes us specifically human. Like consciousness, maybe?
Yeah.
Souls, for lack of a better term.
DNA,
but
well, you would think that if it was,
because
a lot of people do go fucking missing though. So if it was like based on your anatomy, you would think that they would, if they wanted to farm it, they're going to farm it.
Yeah, but they can't take it all at once because then your surplus is gone. You have to make sure.
But what if it was like we've heard how certain beings feed off emotion?
Oh yeah, that's it too.
So you have that, which you could tie that to consciousness and the soul, or however you want to label that.
And if they feed off emotion, fear is a super strong emotion.
Oh yeah,
nothing strikes. Like I said, nothing like what's more terrifying than being abducted.
Well, and fear is like one of the biggest motivating emotions.
Oh,
like love is special, and love, but fear has that just raw drive to it. It makes you irrational. It makes you jump. It is way different than any other emotion.
Yeah, it makes you beg the question: which would drive you farther to do things, fear or love? Like,
that's tough because I think of the love that I would have for my children.
Yeah.
Like when you think of love, like
Yeah. But then if you put the fear for your children into that equation, what are the bounds? What are the ends
realistically, it's
to that?
probably virtually equal.
Yeah.
Realistically,
Yeah. So
because if you were fearful for your child's life, like if something was endangering your you're gonna go, okay, I'll eliminate you. Like I don't have a problem taking you off the board.
And it's weird that they are inducing fear and practicing fear in these abductions and these encounters, but on the flip side, in the Bledsoe case, they're preaching love.
Oh man, okay, so let's run here.
Here we go.
Yeah. So if you run that angle, like say they're harvesting his emotions, fear and love. Well, you're almost going to inevitably drain your source if you constantly run on fear, because it's going to stress his body. It's going to wear him down. He's going to expire a lot quicker.
His mind and his psyche will give up.
Yeah. But if you took the opposite approach and decided to farm love, way easier.
Oh yeah, and that's a pick me up. That's a pump me up. That's a go getter.
Not like that, but you don't feel threatened. You're relaxed. You like the stresses on your body are not as extreme.
Yeah.
Therefore, they are going to be able to sustain you far longer. It's almost like the Matrix series. They keep them in these pods, but they keep them in their little world,
which almost goes further to push why abductees can't remember shit. They block everything out, because if this stressor was happening every time, like you knocked it out of the park with that, it tears you down emotionally, physically, spiritually. So you block all that out and you're like, man, like I woke up with all these weird bruises. That was a weird night, but it's cool. I'm not going to think about it. It's whatever.
You'd literally go, man, I wonder how I got that. Like he had a bruise.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how I got that. Huh, that's weird. Maybe you look at your wife or your spouse and you're like, yeah, maybe you kicked me in your sleep, whatever.
And
because we all know what stress can do to you. Stress can literally break you apart and kill you.
Oh yeah.
Just stress alone, nothing else, just stress.
Yeah, and when that is disguised as love, like you can almost see Mr. Bledsoe's his demeanor from the first encounter, the way he speaks of it, and his later encounters, like it's almost like he's dealing with two different entities.
Yeah.
But I think that they just got him in particular figured out.
It's possible.
And I don't know. I derailed this last one, didn't I?
That's okay. That's okay. I'm sure people don't mind listening to it. It'll be one we get caught up on for a while. And I really will.
I do enjoy the conversation and everyone's take on it, because like
it's a wild one.
It does. It gets my brain like in a different place. It is a terror. It's terrifying to think that there's something out there that's doing whatever the hell it wants to us, and there's nothing that we can do about it.
Yeah.
To the point to where like we don't even remember what it's doing. It's just blocked out. What if this is happening on a global scale? What if every single human on the planet is being subjected to this, but we just don't remember it?
Yeah, most of us don't.
And some of us will never know. You ever get like,
but you
ever get like 9 hours of sleep and you wake up tired as fuck?
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Absolutely.
Like what's going on?
But it would make you wonder what determining factor breaks some of people out of the mold, and where they do remember it, or they remember fragments of it.
I don't.
That would attest that not every human's the same. Some people's psyches are probably stronger than others. Man, it just like that thought process adds 15 more layers at least on top of where you're already at, because then then you really have to start to question, well, how special is humanity at that point? If you have people with the ability to crack through this proverbial
Screen.
this screen,
Yeah.
this movie they're putting in front of everyone, but you're one of the few that are able to somehow, because that would encompass your brain power, your emotional, your psyche, your consciousness, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is more intact. It's stronger. It's able to bust through the screen and start to put these fragments together. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm following you, and I'm thinking about where we are right now in the conversation, and I'm like, what? Like, it's beyond me. I don't know. And that does, like, you asked the perfect question. What separates people who do finally realize that some shit's going on?
It's literally like in the Matrix. Like, I'll reference it again, taking the blue pill or the red pill. Like, some people just want to be ignorance is bliss. Like, fully. And I would not fucking blame a soul.
No, especially after you hear the horrifying abduction encounters, and
Yeah.
like, why would you want to remember that?
Right.
You know?
For sure. You know, and then there are some people that want the truth, but it would still, you know, more or less come down to why do some people have the ability and others don't? I don't know, man. It's a weird topic.
I could sit there and talk about it forever. Like,
It wouldn't take much just to keep the ball rolling.
no, there's so many different avenues, and like, I don't know.
Because I'm with you. I want it to be 100% positive experience.
Yeah,
I want it to be something that's more or less going to come save humanity.
we do. We like that. We like the idea that something greater than us is watching over us. We like the
100%.
idea that we can have someone to thank when things go good. We can have someone to blame when shit goes bad. When life gets so hard and downtrodden, we can just say, you know what? Out of my hands now. Some whoever's up there, take this and fix it. It's all yours. Here it is. But I don't know that it works that way.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't either, man.
That's what it boils down to. I don't know.
Don't know, but it's fun to sit here and throw theories at the wall.
And I mean, I don't know if I want to know.
Probably,
Honestly.
in the end, probably not. But I won't say that opportunity won't present itself at some point in our lives. Because it might.
Just, yeah. I don't
We keep knocking on doors.
It's weird, man. See what you guys do to us. You call us in and leave us messages, and it gets our brains all tangled up, and now we're thinking about celestial abductions.
Yay. That sounds
terrible.
riveting.
Sounds terrible. But thanks again. Like I said, I love these Holophone episodes. I love listening to you guys' encounters. I love the text messages. I hope you all realize how much enjoyment we get out of that and keep that phone blowing up, because we want to hear all of the weird stuff, all of the weird things that you experience, even the comedic one, the probe guy. Like, that was funny.
It was pretty funny.
That's nah. We don't want all comedic.
Yeah, we do.
There's a time and a place for that.
Yes,
That was,
exactly.
like I said, pretty funny. But we want to be the platform where we can get this stuff out there for you guys. And
100%.
And it's an honor to get to kind of analyze it as it's happening. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'm sure some of these stories we're probably some of the first people that get to hear them. You know? Because people keep them tucked away inside,
for sure,
worried about like whether they're going to be judged.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, how many people did we tell our personal stories to?
Yeah,
not very many.
I agree.
You know, not very many. You were one of the only people that I would normally tell shit to.
Yeah. But we're going to wrap it up there because that went way longer than I thought it was going to.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. Here's another long episode for you guys.
For show.
So check us out at all our socials. You know the drill. Check the show notes. Until we you hear from us again, we meet again, however you want to call it. Stay safe, stay weird, and keep that hollow line blinging, trillin'. What's the slang?
I like blinging.
Yeah, blinging, ringing. Right.